have been chat for today. And what we are going to do today is, since Easter's coming up, we're going to do a project that uses some simple supplies that you can do for Easter. And what we are going to be doing are some crayon resist Easter eggs. So I have a couple here. This is one that's finished but not cut out yet, so you guys are going to work on that. But what I wanted to show you was where the inspiration from for this project came from. These are some Pysanka eggs that I work on, and that's one of the things I like to do at Easter time. I don't do them every Easter, but I've always enjoyed dyeing Easter eggs, so I hope that you guys are going to be doing some of that with your family in the next couple days. One of my favorite things to do, and one of the things that we used to do all the time, was write on our eggs with crayon, and then when you put them in the dye would resist that spot of crayon, just like we do in some of our art classes, and just like we're going to do on this project. So these Pysanka eggs are a Ukrainian/Polish art form from those two countries. And what it is a batik process, which is a wax resist process. So you go through a series of steps where you dye the eggs and you write on the eggs with beeswax. So each time I write with beeswax, whatever you see that's white is what I did first. And then I will dip it into a light color. I'll add more wax, and I'll keep adding wax and dipping it into colors until it's all done. And then when it is finished, I go ahead and I take that wax off with a candle, put some varnish on it, and then hollow out the inside of the egg. So these are just two of them. At the end of the video, I'm going to have some more pictures of some of the other eggs that I've made. And this is a fun tradition I have. It was taught to me by a dear friend that used to teach 6th grade science, Mrs. Sue Stokes, at the middle school. She's since passed away. And another friend, Mrs. Drolesky, who was also a 5th grade teacher at the middle school. So we would get together and do Pysanka eggs. And then I taught some other people, I taught my family members. So it's just a fun tradition. But dyeing eggs in general is a fun tradition that I hope you guys are able to do. So what we're going to do is we are going to first draw an egg shape on our paper. Okay? Now, this egg shape, I made it kind of fill my space. And when we are working with our project, okay, and you are coming up with the design that you want to put on your project, you can use any kind of picture you want. You can make it have an Easter bunny, you can put a flower on it. I did some traditional Pysanka designs, and I will write that in the comments so that you know how I'm spelling that. But you can go online and find lots of different traditional patterns. Most of these patterns are symmetrical, which means they are the same on either side if you split it. Some of them are symmetrical with radial symmetry. We've done a lot with radial symmetry this year when the image radiates out from the center, and if you would cut it like a slice of pizza or like a cake, each section would be the same. All right, so we are going to design our egg here. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see my pencil when I'm drawing on this. Can you see the pencil, Rosalie? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm going to press dark. And for this egg design right here, what I did, I don't want you to press dark. I'm only pressing dark so you can see it. But on this one, I split my egg into fourths. If you wanted to split it into eighths, you could do that also. A lot of the designs are split that way. And then what you can do is you can create your image. All right, so you can see that I am doing the same thing in each one of these sections so that when I get ready to color it, it's going to be symmetrical. All right, now you have a couple choices. I'm going to finish this one up. You can decide to outline it in a permanent marker if you want to, kind of like we did for the stained glass window segment, or you could leave it alone, Or you could take a crayon and you could go over top all of your lines. This one I went over top of my lines with black. This one I'm going to leave with the Sharpie and see what happens. Okay? Then you're going to take your crayons and you're going to color in each section. Now I've already done what I'm coloring in. Okay, I have a middle section that's yellow, my diamond there. This inner section is pink. And I put white crayon out here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my watercolor and I think I'm going to put, let's make this a green egg. I don't know, what do you think, Rosa? Green or blue? Green. All right. I'm going to get my watercolor and I have some green paint here in my watercolors. And remember, you could make some watercolors with stuff as simple as food coloring if you wanted to. Now that's pretty green. I'm going to add a little bit of blue to that. See what I think. Alright, so I'm going to get this pretty wet. I'm going to move this over here so that that's not in your way. You see that alright? Then I'm going to start painting in my egg. Now the cool thing about also with these Pysanka eggs, all of the designs and the colors have meaning. So it's kind of fun to sort of look up what the different meanings are about the colors and the designs. They were given as gifts. They were made at Easter time. They were given as even gifts for new babies, for weddings. But they were signs of well-being and for a good year. Okay? And you can see that where I put my crayon, my watercolor is resisting that. Okay? Maybe someday when we get back to school, we can make some real ones. Alright, so after this dries, you're going to have something like this. And I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and cut this out. Alright, so now I've finished cutting this out and I'm ready to hang this in my window. Now if I wanted to, you could possibly, I might experiment with this like we did with our stained glass window. If we put the oil, like the rubbing oil, or vegetable oil, rub the vegetable oil on the back of that, it might work or it might not. I don't know, I've never tried it. But I could also take this and flip it over and color the back if I wanted to. So if I hang it up in my window, the colors will show through. Alright, so stay tuned for at the end of this video, I'm going to have some more pictures of the eggs that I've done in there. I hope I see some Easter eggs this week. Have a great day. Bye guys.